Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the 99 Corvette and we got a set of long tube headers to install. So I went with the Speed Engineering long tube headers. They'll send you your headers, some mid pipes and an X pipe. They'll also send you all the clamps you need and some new hardware. You can also upgrade your kit, which I chose to do so, starting with the multi-layer metal gaskets. We also got extended O2 sensor wires with the flat plug for the earlier C5s. Got extended plug wires and a little packet of dielectric grease. Let's get started. All right, I got the car up in the air and the battery is disconnected a while. So I'm actually gonna start underneath the car, so I'm going in. So I'm starting off at the front here. On each side, we got three 15mm bolts. And then moving to the back, I'm gonna take off the axle back. You'll probably have a different size nut and bolt here because I already have an X pipe and a 3-inch axle back. But once those are done, there's two 13mm nut and bolts on this spring hanger, and then moving up, and then there's two 15mm bolts on this hanger towards the front. Actually, before all that, I need to unplug the O2 sensors. At the front driver side here, there's two plugs right there, and then same deal, front passenger side, two more plugs there. Got the old system out there. I only managed to break off two of the manifold bolts, so I'll take that as a win. But I should be done underneath the car for now, so we'll move up top. One thing to note quick, if you want to get this system yourself, it actually deletes the rear two O2 sensors. They don't have a spot for them, so you'll have to tune them out if you plan on running this system and you don't want to check engine light. But I'll be doing a cam here shortly, so I will be getting it tuned anyway once I put the cam in, so I'm not really too worried about that. All right, so on the top side of the car now, we're gonna start by taking off the alternator. Let's start by loosening the tensioner here for the belt. It's a 15mm. Slip the belt off. So there's one plug and then a 1/2-inch nut holding on the power cable. And then two 15mm bolts holding the alternator onto the car. There's another bracket for this air connection. Two 10mm bolts for this. And I'm going to get that off and out of the way. So that air system ended up coming out completely. I'll get a close-up on that once I have a camera free. But I got the rest of the plug wires out, and I'm going to work on getting the coil rail off. It's 5 10mm bolts. Now we'll unplug it and remove it. Now I'm going to hit those manifold bolts with some PB Blaster. And while that's soaking, I'm going to remove the spark plugs. Got all the spark plugs out. Now there's 6 10mm bolts holding the manifold on. Alright, so the last manifold bolt is coming off now. And since we already disconnected that O2 sensor while we were down there, should be able to pull it right out. There's the old gasket. There it is. Alright, so what I wanted to show you guys with this, this air line here is that on the stock manifold, there's a spot right here for this part to bolt up to, and the new header obviously doesn't have any mounting spot for that. So there's some rubber hoses coming off that thing. The one end attaches, you might be able to see it, right beside that other hose, and then it routes up through here, and then the other side attaches right there behind the valve cover. So I just popped those off, and there was a little loop-de-loop holding it in right here. Undid that and then just pulled it all out. So now the header is ready to come in on the driver's side, but there's a couple things we need to do. First is this grounding strap. It just needs to get unbolted right there. Just take that off and just take the grounding strap off for now. We'll reattach it. So I got the O2 sensor transferred off the old manifold there, so we're ready to install. All right, header's coming up. Alright, I got it most of the way up, so we'll grab the gasket. Alright, so we'll grab the gasket and the header. Alright, I finally got all the bolts started. Now I can torque them 18 foot-pounds, starting in the middle and then kind of jumping my way back and forth till I get to the end. Got everything back together on the driver's side here. It all went together pretty nicely. Got the new plug wires in there. Coil packs are mounted. Got the alternator back on. So let's head over to that side. So the passenger side is pretty similar to the driver's side. There's actually a lot more room over here. I already got the coil pack off. and the old manifold out, as you can see. To get the new one in, I think I'm gonna have to take off those starter wires down there. And then there's another grounding wire for the engine, just like on the driver's side. So those will probably have to come off for now. I'm gonna leave the spark plugs in for now. I think I can get up around them. I'll let you know if I end up taking them out. Had everything installed on this side, but I ran into an issue with the starter. I had the header installed, and I was putting the starter back in, and I went to tighten down the positive cable to go into it. And on the old one, when I was tightening it down, without hardly any pressure, this plastic part on the solenoid broke right off. So I had to run out and get a new starter real quick. Got the new starter in there. Now with the header in here, I just put the front bolt in. That way the header has some flexibility, and you can get your wires hooked up, and then we can tighten it down. All right, I got everything hooked up and tightened down on this side. Got the coils back in and plugged in, new plug wires. So obviously we're gonna start it up open headers. Got the battery hooked up. Woo! That's fucking loud. Alright, now that I got that out of my system, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this on. Starting with these two mid pipes, and then we'll get the X pipe fitted, and then we'll see what we have to do to modify the axle back there. Alright guys, so I got the exhaust the rest of the way put on. I did have to modify the X pipe, and it didn't really work out because with the stock H pipe, these will come out perfectly straight, and it connects to the new system really well. But as you can see, with the X pipe that I had to modify, it puts it out at an angle. So I'll go underneath and show you what I kind of had to do to make it work for now. Alright, underneath the car now, let me start off by saying this is going to be absolutely temporary. Probably have to get something welded up to make it work. As you can see with my aftermarket exhaust, where my X pipe was, these pipes come in at an angle when from factory they would come in straight to the new X pipe, and it would all work out really nice. But since mine came in at that sharp angle, I had to go ahead and get some of this flex pipe and just kind of make it work for now with some cheap clamps and everything. But it'll do for now, but like I said, it's temporary. I hate rigging it up like this. It'll work for now. But other than that, minor detail, the exhaust is completely installed. So let's go ahead, fire it up, and get some before and afters. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. The reason I did the whole full exhaust is because I'm going to be doing a cam swap next on this car. So stay tuned for that video. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.